Yeah! YouTube, what up? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Watts. I'm your host, Watts, and today we're talking about the inevitable heel turn of Seth Rollins. I see it coming. I know you guys see it coming. It's just how it's going to happen. I think that Sami Zayn is probably going to end up being a casualty at War. And it's going to be a plethora of things, but it's going to all boil down to the fact that after all of this they did to stop Roman Reigns from being great, you go back on your word and you go team with the man. That's going to be Seth Rollins' main driving point for all of the actions that come after the heel turn. The crash out. The crash out is on its way. We about to get that Seth Rollins from 2021 where he took Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's eye out. That was 2021, or was no, that was 20. It was like the tail end of 2020. I'm sorry. That's on me. 2021 was when he came out like, he started adapting the Joker thing and he started and doing all of that. And then he was in the feud with Roman Reigns, and then he came out as like the shill version of himself, and then Roman Reigns crashed out. So I need that ruthless Seth Rollins back. I don't want to see the Carol. I don't want to see cowardly Seth Rollins or nothing like that. I want to see crash out Seth Rollins. I want to see that 2019, 2020 mixed with some of the authority Seth Rollins, but I need to see heel Seth Rollins because it's obvious that he is better as a heel. He is Roman Reigns adjacent, which is John Cena and Seth Rollins' Edge. So all it is leading up to Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, because that's ultimately going to be the end goal. All of the guys who are fueled by their hate for Roman Reigns, it's all going to end up being them being a faction. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and then you throw KO in, because what's going to happen, it's all going to come together in some capacity, because we already see it. They already planted the seeds. Kevin Owens came out while Sami Zayn was speaking, said, yo, we've been fighting for years. We've been friends for years. But at the end of the day, the same way you came to Roman Reigns' aid is the same way you're going to come to my aid when I'm facing Cody, right? Right? And that's going to be the opposite of what happens. And that's what's going to cause Kevin Owens to crash out. I can see it now. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania grudge match. That's going to go crazy. I think that's the direction that they're going to go in. And in some capacity, and I call them Hate Syndicate, because all of this is fueled off of their hate for Roman Reigns, which is justified, but it's like sometimes you got to just move on. Because all of them in some capacity are not justified for their actions, but they feel like they are. It's weird because it's like, yo, get over it. Because real spill, we're not going to actually forget the fact that when Drew McIntyre was on his return run and he was teaming with Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley to take out the Shield and these guys, we're not going to act like that never happened. We're not going to act like they wasn't making Seth Rollins when he had the IC title and Roman Reigns and John Moxley / Dean Ambrose, their lives really hard at the very beginning. We can't act like that. We can't act like Kevin Owens wasn't ducking the smoke from Roman Reigns in 2016 when he was the Universal Champion and Roman was chasing that title. We can't act like that didn't happen. We can't act like the architect Seth Rollins is not the reason why all of this is what it is today. Why Roman Reigns turned into from a storyline perspective, because we can't, you got people that troll and be like, well, it's not real, right? So from a storyline perspective, we're going to keep on saying that. But we can't act like Seth Rollins is not the reason why the Shield broke up, the reason why Roman Reigns adopted this tribal chief thing as a superiority complex like this entire time. All of these guys that hate Roman Reigns, low-key only hate Roman Reigns because they weren't able to break him the way they wanted to. We gonna be for real? We gonna joke around, or we gonna tell the truth here? Roman Reigns was never really the problem. He was the one who had to adapt to all of the problems he ran into with all three of these guys in some capacity. We're not gonna brush over that. I'm not saying what Roman Reigns was doing to everybody and massacring the locker room and stuff like that wasn't right, but this is years of betrayal, and this is years of the wool being pulled over his eyes and trying to do the right thing, but every single time he tries to do the right thing, he runs into a problem. He runs into people trying to take him out of his character, so he finally gave in and said, you know what, F it. I'm going to be the guy y'all want me to be so bad. Not to mention the crowd was booing him. These are all elements as to why Roman Reigns became who he is and why these three gentlemen hate him. But it's like, you can't hate what you created, for real. I mean, you could. People do it every day. But I say all of this to say that this is going to be a hell of a ride. I'm looking forward to it because, I just like Hill Seth Rollins. I like when he's face too. And it was a time where I thought that he was going to be the breakout face of the Shield, and I thought Moxley was going to be the heel, and I thought that Roman Reigns was just going to be Roman Reigns. I don't know. He would have figured it out eventually. Like, look at his bloodline. But overall, it's going to happen. The seeds are being planted, and I know y'all see the crash out energy. And Sami Zayn didn't make it any better by giving him a haluva kick, even though it was by accident. But you see Drew McIntyre like, oh, well, you should be on my team. You should be on my team, whatever. So it's going to happen. And until they come up with a proper name for that faction, I'm going to call them the Hate Syndicate. That's just me. But I'm out. I've taken enough of everybody's time talking about this and being so geeked about the fact that we gonna get some Hill Seth Rollins soon. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Thank you everybody for the subscriptions. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new here, I appreciate y'all for real. I do. And like I said, we're gonna keep growing. Thank you for supporting the channel. We're gonna go hard. I told y'all I'm not gonna let y'all down. I'm in here cooking. I'm in the trenches, baby. I'm in the trenches. I'm out. Peace.